Let's return to one of our top stories, another potential Canada Post strike starting Friday. Word of it already has small business owners worried about delays and rising costs. One of them is my next guest, who depends on Canada Post to get his products into the hands of customers. Thomas Barnicki is in Calgary, and he's the owner of a luxury consignment store and an e-commerce shoe care business. Thomas, appreciate you taking the time. Thank you.
How's it going?
I'm great. Well, tell me how you are, though. Tell us more about your worries if the strike goes ahead.
I'm doing all right, and thank you for asking. My worries, I think, are consistent with what happened from the previous strike, which was November 15th to the December 17th. Over that period, which is typically our bread making season, tees us up for strategic planning in the next year, which is the year now, 2025. In that period of the strike, both my businesses dipped in sales, respectively 16% on the luxury consignment side and 11% on the shoe care side. And this is uncharacteristic. Like, this is the season when we would grow. Both businesses are young. They're not mature businesses, so we're heavily in our growth phase. And those dips prevent us from hiring more employees and therefore contributing to the overall economy.
And so how much of your business relies on Canada Post?
So as far as shipping goes, I would say prior to that fall Christmas strike, we saw we would rely on Canada Post for 90% of our overall shipments. Post that strike, it certainly changed. It switched till about 25 to 30% usage of Canada Post. And therefore, those other percentiles were made up using primarily UPS and Purolator.
And so right now I was going to ask you a little bit about that, because right now in this country, there's a growing Buy Canadian movement with people choosing to support Canadian businesses like yours traveling across the country this summer. How do you think a potential Canada Post strike could affect this momentum for small businesses like yours?
If they ship packages domestically, I would say just heavily, not only for quickly scrambling again to update their websites, update their software infrastructure, how they communicate to customers, how they manage those customer expectations, but also just the trust going forward. It's a shame that the months following the December return to work, nothing could be done to prevent this potential strike from seemingly occurring again.
And what about the expense, Thomas? Is it more expensive to use other services than Canada Post?
I got a notification on Shopify, which is the platform we use. UPS is increasing every single label we print and ship domestically by $2. So, yes.
So it's more expensive. So you'd rather be using Canada Post. It's cheaper and it goes to more places, right? Is it?
I think any business, small or big, is going to be incentivized by costs no matter what. Yeah. But obviously, like, trust plays into it, and this scenario is seemingly again going to happen, and it's definitely a consideration going forward, because managing all those things I previously mentioned, customer relationships, expectations, and you want to protect your business. Yeah. So, maybe paying a little bit extra to a competitor has a little bit of inherent insurance risk against these kind of things happening.
So as the negotiations take place from both sides, what is your message to them as a small business owner?
It affects everybody. It affects obviously small businesses, but it affects our customers. And, our customers sometimes, don't get me wrong, we're super humbly and grateful for them to be supporting us. We are also in the e-commerce world competing with Amazon. And therefore we have to keep that in mind. We have to be cognizant of that. And we want to compete directly. We want to be able to service our customers in a timely, cost-efficient manner. And it also affects all the people working at which are also local businesses, those Canada Post drop-off pickup locations, those people tend to not work directly for Canada Post. They offer service stations for Canada Post, but they are local businesses and they're owned and operated by local people.
Thomas, I hope you're able to kind of navigate through all of this. Thank you, Thomas Barnicki in Calgary. Appreciate that.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.